Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about one of the most bizarre criminal cases in Jamaica's history. I've never known of something like this ever happen anywhere else in the world. I'm not quite sure how unique it is, but we have never heard of it before. This is a case where a criminal, a young man called Andre Smith. I heard that he was 23. Some people said 24, but he's somewhere in that age bracket. Now, Andre Smith was a dirty kind of boy. He was a killer, a real violence producer from Dunkirk in East Kingston. Yes, guys, Dunkirk again. This criminal mania, he used one of Jamaica's most popular human rights organizations to protect himself and to stultify police investigators for about 2 or 3 years, allowing him to continue his criminal activities. He even came on national television shouting out to the nation how the police them wicked and the police them evil. I'll take police to court about his human rights were being violated and everything. Big old murderer, you know. Until one day, guess what? Him have a home invasion by the wrong house. And the license firearm holder in the who owned the property, kill him dead. And you want to see how the human rights group, I'm talking about the Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, them same one. You want to see how they must scramble figure damage control after they made a take up for the dirty boy so long. And I come on TV and beat them chest for the dirty boy. But anyway, let me tell you now the story goes. Yeah? Because that one I got sweet, you know. Anyway, there is this old Hutupek named Andre Smith. This is Andre Smith on your screen. This is Andre Smith on your screen. This picture was sent to me by the mother of another violence producer who was part of the gang that Andre Smith was in. A gang called the Top Road Gang. Anyway, here's what happened now. The East Kingston police have been looking for Andre Smith because his name had called up in quite a number of crimes. One of the men that he was believed to have killed was this man who was shot dead on Brace Street in the Dunkirk community in 2017, March 2017. That man wasn't even from the community, but he was in the community visiting family members. And this boy, Andre, now, see him and I question him as to who him, and it's like the man never did that take no talk from him. So him just decided to shoot the man and he shot the man dead. Police picked him up on that occasion, but because they couldn't actually pin it on him because they found him about 3 weeks later and they couldn't pin it on him, so they had to just release him. But from 2015, his name was ringing up in a whole bag of things. And because he was such a well-respected member of the Top Road Gang, the decent people in the community was afraid of him. So while they would pass on little snippets of information to the police, nobody was willing to come forward and give a statement. They would most likely meet police one away and just complain and whisper things to the police. So because of that now, the police can never have any real legal recourse to arrest him. But on a number of occasions, when they see anything going to flare up, and because they know that he is one of the top gangsters in the area, they would pick him up anytime they see him. They would hold him for a few days, question him, but because they haven't got the evidence, they had to always release him. Now, one of the most bizarre incidents in which he was involved in was he and his cumbolo shot up several police vehicles in the Franklin Town area. What happened was that on the 23rd of September, a member of the Top Road gang, where Andre Smith was a part of, a female, I don't get her name, or I can't remember her name. She was a top member of the gang, and she was shot by members of a rival gang, shot and killed. After she was killed, the Top Road gang decided to go out on a revenge spree to avenge this gang member's death. At the same time, some police were passing through and see these men with long rifles walk on the road and a screech here go do some wrongs. And the police engaged them. As a matter of fact, 3 police vehicles were shot up. 2 in the Cumberland Road area and 1, I think, further down to Windward Road side. This is one of the, this is just one of the damage that was done to one of the police vehicles. Several bullets went through the left rear view mirror. And of course there were damaged windscreens and all of that, but there you can see this was a genuine shootout. He was featured in that particular incident too. At the time, the police didn't realize his connection to that specific shootout. But at the same time, they didn't feel they had enough evidence just on police hearsay to go and pick him up and get a conviction just based on police word amount evidence. But because of the way he was going on, they decided that they would try to detain him as much as they possibly can. And they did. Them start dig down him yard nearly every day, but several times a week. And I remember his mother coming on television and I talk about how they tap take set pan her picnic. Her picnic no do nothing, them just a take set pan her picnic. And this is something though that has been going on with Andre Smith and him family, the woman them, him sister and him niece and him cousin them defending him in his wrongs. And every time the police detain him, they always detain him over Elliston Road police station. But the thing is, every time he was detained, him send for JFJ, him send him family up at Jamaicans for Justice, and Jamaicans for Justice always putting a lawsuit for him, accusing the police of threatening him, of harassing him, of violating his human rights in all ways, shape, and form. The last time they picked him up though was after this last shootout where they damaged several police cars were damaged. But because they know that the family was going to be looking for him at Elliston Road police station, they decided they wouldn't keep him there. They moved him to Port Royal, way over to Port Royal. Because they just needed to keep this dangerous man off of the streets. And of course, this was the only way they could think of apart from just dirting him, which was what they didn't want to do. For what reason? I don't know. But there was somebody in the Port Royal cell who managed to get word out that he was over in Port Royal. And JFJ went to Port Royal, met with him, because as lawyers, they are allowed to meet with prisoners whenever. And they took up the case and took the Jamaica Constabulary Force to court. The matter went into the halfway tree court, and the judge ordered, not for the first time, that he should either be charged or released. The police knew that none of the people in the community would come ahead and give any support in court. And because of the frequency of the JFJ's reports, they felt that they, on the whole, could not win in a court because the JFJ would have given evidence against the police to say that they have been harassing him and have been threatening him for more than 2 years. So based on that, they told the court, say, listen, hey, we are holding him because he's to go on an ID parade. The judge said, all right, hold the ID parade, and if you can't hold the ID parade within a reasonable time, like 2 or 3 days, release him. The police eventually had to release him, and the superintendent had to give an open apology to this gunman. Yes, it went that far because the JFJ was strident in his defense of this man. As a matter of fact, anytime him release, him start live up a JFJ. Every day he's up there like him a do a 9 to 5. And he got all the sympathy from JFJ as possible. But guess what gonna happen now? Poetic justice. I don't believe in karma, but you can call it karma if you wish. There was this businesswoman who lives on Hildene Avenue. Now, Hildene Avenue is in Norman Gardens. Basically, everybody who lives in Kingston know Norman Gardens. It's just off Mountain View Avenue. It's on the other side of Mountain View, across from Langston Road. Hildene Avenue is the entrance that you enter into Norman Gardens, right next to the Norman Gardens police station. Or is it called Mountain View Police Station? I don't even know. But that road heading into Norman Gardens is Hildene, heading straight towards east and towards the hill. Now, on the left side of Hildene Avenue, there is a number of upstairs houses, very well built houses with manicured lawns, modern, well-modern houses, Beverly Hills style looking houses. And in one of those houses, there was a lady who was a businesswoman. She owned businesses downtown and Crossroads, and I think she owned a business in also Halfway Tree. And she would come in late at night, various hours of the night. And of course, she lived in one of those fancy houses and so on. Now, it looked like these cannibals were watching her for a while, these parasites. They seem to have been watching her movements for quite some time. Late one night, lady drove in. I think it's after 1 o'clock a.m. Yes, a still night that. And when she opened her gate and drove in, 4 gunmen just charged in behind her, rolled her up, put gun to her head, took her out the vehicle, put her on the ground to lie down, and relieved her of her firearm because she carried a licensed firearm. And while one have her there trying to bound her feet and legs and drag her into onto the veranda. But guess what? She had a son who lived upstairs, who heard his mother's vehicle coming in, and he realized that the vehicle came in, but it stopped on the driveway. It didn't come under the carport. So him look out and he saw the men of his mother on the ground. So he just went for his own licensed firearm, and a shootout ensued. I think when he was coming downstairs, the men were already opened the door to the house and was coming in. They had already gone through the grill. And there was a shootout. He killed 2 of the robbers. The other 2 escaped. I think 2 of his other family members also got shot. By the time police arrived, when them looked on the ground, one of the parasites, not the same Andre Smith, the poster boy for the JFF. The poster boy, the one who give them all of them ratings, make them know so them have no use and have some value. There was him lying on the ground dead, and 2 firearms, 2 illegal firearms were recovered. Now, this was a big embarrassment for the JFJ because they came out after and they started putting out some statements. They were saying that, listen man, we were just doing our job. We were there to protect human rights. We didn't know he was a criminal, but we had to defend him like we're defending all other Jamaicans, who we think might be being harassed by police. And they put out one hell of a long statement. But until this blessed day, for those who remember the Andre Smith case and how their poster boy died in a hail of bullets when he went on a home invasion, the JFJ has never been the same. The point I'm making here, guys, is that don't get me wrong, we need some kind of human rights organizations. But of course, it is a two-edged sword. While it can protect
while it can and does protect decent citizens from corrupt police or evil police, it can also hinder the police from keeping the country safe, since dirty criminal can hide behind the shield of human rights organization, thereby tying the hands of the police and keeping them from serving and protect. But this specific incident is just something that we must remember, that we need to temper the objectives of human right protection along with the need to protect decent, unarmed citizens from dirty gunmen. Guys, thanks for listening. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.